It seems, according to Michael Malouf's December 1st, 2010 WorldNet Daily article, that thus far anyway, the Department of Defense is slamming the door on questions about the mysterious contrail filmed November the 8th by a KCBS television crew near Los Angeles. This closing down of information is in the face of questions being raised about a published online government document from the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency warning that there could be U.S. missiles fired in that area at that time. The official government position has been that the contrail, which appears to have been made by a single source, was instead made from a jet airliner, which more than likely would have multiple engine sources, and that the image that appears to be a missile is merely an optical illusion. The refusal, says Malouf, to provide answers to specific questions suggests a cover-up of potential secret missile testing in the area, contrary to official jet contrail explanations. For weeks, various weapons and defense experts have examined the billowing plume and the single-source white-hot exhaust, which they contend was from a missile and not a jet. Some of these experts even went so far as to suggest that the missile may have been shot from a submerged Chinese nuclear submarine, coinciding with an increased level of confrontation between the United States and China, and designed to send a message to Washington. But oddly enough, as the plot thickens, it was in late October that the NGA issued the maritime warning for the eastern North Pacific off California about, quote, intermittent missile firing operations. While the notice gave time frames and days of the week, as well as coordinates for areas in which U.S. missile firings would take place, there was no specified time limit as to when they would end. The contrail sighting by the KCBS television crew occurred during these time periods. At the Naval Air Warfare Center Sea Range, spokesperson Becky Hall was asked by WorldNet Daily whether the sighting of the contrail occurred during the period of the NGA warning, and did the coordinates mentioned in the warning notice conform to the area in which the contrail was sighted. She also was asked whether the Navy, in fact, had launched any missiles in the area during the warning period. Hall, however, refused to answer any of the questions or make any comment on its warning issued through the NGA. She says, quote, I am sorry to say that I will be unable to help you with this request, she told WorldNet Daily, and referred then the inquiry from WorldNet Daily to the press desk of the Office of the Secretary of Defense at the Pentagon. At the time of the sighting of the contrail, the Department of Defense said that it had checked with all of the services involved with missiles and dismissed the contrail as simply coming from a jet and not a missile. Of course, this latest turn of events leaves us with several important questions now. Was it a missile or a jet aircraft? All of the film evidence and expert testimony seems to most logically indicate that it was a missile and not a jet. If it was a missile, then who fired it? Why would the government even suggest that it was a jet airplane and deny any knowledge of a missile launch, U.S. or otherwise, when their own documents posted online seem to suggest that it may in fact have been a U.S. missile launch, with appropriate maritime warnings issued? One might argue that it might have been a secret U.S. missile test of some sort, but if that were the case, why would it be launched in plain view of land and video cameras? Why does the government continue to desire the general public to believe that it was an optical illusion made by a jet airliner? The plot thickens.